Another week and yet another rant video. When it comes to FC26, a lot of you know my thoughts on this game and the fact that I think it's a lot better than a lot of people are making out, and I think a lot of people are hating on completely unnecessary things. Today we are going to watch AA's video, which is EA failed another year, my true and honest opinion on FC26. Now, a lot of you reacted well and positively to my previous reaction video, on one of Nick's videos, who is up there right there. So we're going to do another one today and see what you guys think, and pretty much get straight into it. I've seen clips of AA talking about the game this year on Twitter, but I haven't seen any of these kind of videos, so I'm intrigued what he has got to say. Before we get into it, if you do want to get yourself any coins, you're gonna head over to Loot Bar. By far the cheapest place to get your coins on FC26 on all platforms. 10% cheaper than others and delivered in as fast as half an hour. Some of your favorite YouTubers are already using Loot Bar, and the reviews are fantastic. And if you use my code BirdieX at checkout, then you'll get a bigger discount on your coins. So go and check out Loot Bar in the description down below. So let's get into it.
So let's talk. Let's give the truth. The truth matters, man. And let's expose the whole situation of FC26. Let's expose the whole situation of FIFA, FC, and EA, right? And how a game that I thought could never really get killed is getting killed by the own company that owns it.
Now, very quickly before we start, I think the last 5 years or so, from FIFA 19 to FC 25, I think we've had one good game, and that was FIFA 20. The rest were just absolute messes. From 21 to 25, you've had button delay, which has completely killed the game. I personally haven't experienced that on 26, and so therefore this game is leagues above the latest ones, because they make the game completely unplayable. FC25 is the worst game I've ever played. FC26 is my favorite in this game series since FIFA 20, maybe even further back. So let's see how I compare my thoughts to what he has to say.
What's up, YouTube? It's your boy, Double Skills. I have been making content since 2010 here on, 2010, Same. My channel was made in 2011, but I've been making content on this game since 2010. 2011 was my real first FIFA on YouTube. And since then, man, I've been so blessed to be a part of this community, and you guys have kept me in this community for so long. And I've had a voice in this community for so long. I
appreciate
you. You guys know I'm somebody who drops a lot of rant videos. And this year, I kind of want to just do it once, and that's it. And I just want to enjoy the road to glory and try to have as much fun with this game as I can for what it is. But I want to make this video because I used to get a lot of backlash, or kind of just a lot of people just giving me stick for making rant videos. But the reason I made the rant videos because I didn't want the community to get to this. And now we are here, and we're in a situation that's very, very hard to come back from.
It's a lose-lose situation, right? If you say that the game is good, people say that you love EA and you're being paid and everything like that. Whereas if you do make a rant video or you moan, people say you're complaining. So from a creator's perspective, you can't win, sadly.
And I'm going to break it down for you very simple. I put a video on social media recently that just kind of went crazy, right? It really, really did go crazy. I
saw that one.
And I got to read a lot of comments, and I got to see how many people were actually kind of giving up on this game. A lot of people saying how they're so upset since the patch, since the week 1 patch got patched, since the game changed.
Which is crazy.
And they're very, very upset about it, and they stopped playing. And I'm here to tell you that I understand your frustration. And I put this video on, but one thing I will tell you is that many years ago, FIFA 11, maybe 12, 13, maybe 13, 14, I remember being in calls with everybody, man. It was me, KSI, Cal Freezy, the whole crew, Nep, everybody was there, man. And I remember telling the boys that, yo, they're just never gonna mess, they can't mess this up. This game can only go up from here. This is a football game. It's about real life football. The only way that they can mess this game up, mess up the views that this game has, because at this time, lads, I mean, KSI was getting crazy numbers. A few years later, I'm doing I don't know, 200K, 300K a video, and I'm still dropping rant videos during this time. During the peak of my career, I'm doing rant videos because I want what's best for the game. And I remember telling the boys that, and the boys would say the same thing, man, oh, they would have to mess this up massively. Well, they have. They've messed this up massively. And I'm going to explain why they've messed this stuff
I do agree.
Massively, because
in general,
we
over
had
the years.
That was pretty fun. Not everybody liked it. We got the game in September, whatever it came out. Not everybody liked it, right? Not everybody liked the fidget spinning. Not everybody liked the how fast the R1 dribbling was, how hard it was to defend. Not everybody liked it. But the one thing about about life, right, is that a lot of times we don't like stuff as human beings, right? Sometimes I go to McDonald's and I'll get a Big Mac or something. It don't taste good. I'm like, I don't like this. But then a couple weeks later, I go back. It's a little bit better. Then maybe a week or two later, I go back. I don't actually eat McDonald's like that, by the way. Y'all probably think I do, but It tastes all right. And then I just, because now it tastes all right. I got to that point with it, right? Because sometimes you got to do stuff over and over, right? You got to do stuff over and over. And then eventually you're like, you know what? I get it. I get it now. I understand the hype. I'm here for it, right? Initials, sometimes you a new album comes out and you're like, I don't really like this music Drake dropped. Then you listen to it again, you're like, wait a minute, I kind of feel this. Now I remember there was an album that Drake dropped. It might have been one. I forget what album it was. I think it was the one where he's in the clouds. The first time I listened to it, I was like, and I listened through it back again. And I was like, damn, this album's incredible. Took a second, right? So what I'm trying to get to is this. FIFA 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We used to get a game.
Unbelievable.
Right? It came out in September.
The best, my favorite period of this game cycle. I still think FIFA 17 is the best game that we've had. They introduced champs, they introduced SBCs, the attacking AI was unbelievable, but my favorite FIFA is FIFA 12, and around that time period playing pro clubs all the time with my mates. Ultimate Team though, whether you were going for Brasilvas, the AC Milan team playing online seasons with that, just normal online seasons, right? Not Ultimate Team with AC Milan. The 5-star skillers were so good. The Russian League, stuff like that. Using a 3-5-2 all up through like FIFA 14. Oh, it was so good before it became so reward heavy, making the game too competitive rather than just enjoyable and fun. That has been, and I wonder if he's going to say the same. There are two main things that I think the general public would say have sort of killed the game series. Over monetization and over competitiveness when it comes to all the game modes. Everything is about winning and rewards, not about enjoying the game anymore. It's about just having the best team, not creating your favorite team. I think Evos are the closest thing we've got to that. Now, I don't want to interrupt too often, so let's keep going.
Crossing was bossing was one of them. I don't know if you guys watched my career mode way back in the day. I'm old. Would cross the ball in. Crossing is bossing. And I score a header with a score a header. Bang, it was sick, bro. That was the meta. Years before that, you would buy Brasilva players, and you would have these Brazilian Silva players, and you would go into games, and you would do skill moves and score long shots with Giovanni from midfield. Right?
Yeah,
I
you
have
would.
compilations of on my YouTube channel.
Kelvin.
It's incredible, right?
Danilinho.
There was a meta where it was called Icon Killers, where you would take these silver and low-rated gold cards like Ibarbo, and they had like 94 pace East, and there was like Eddie Johnson, I think his name was, something like that, Johnson, and you would run like 94 pace players, and you would be able to smoke Icon
Marvel win.
Amazing. Amazing meta. In FIFA 17, we got 4-1-2-1-2 narrow, and it was this real tiki-taka play style, right? Just like Barca in real life. It was sick.
Yep.
Right? Those things stayed throughout the year. Now we get a video game where me and you deserve paychecks, and this is what I put on social media. We deserve paychecks because we are beta testers. We are beta testers. We buy a game, we pre-order a game for $100, and we get the game on September, October, and we're so excited to have the game. And we play the game for 2 weeks, and we're like, okay, I'm starting to get the hang of it. And EA decides, hey, guys, we're dropping a patch. R1 dribbling's going to get nerfed. We're going to buff up defending. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. We're going to get rid of kickoff glitches. Where truly all that should have been fixed was kickoff glitches and corners, and kept the game the way it was.
I mean, you can have that opinion, but at the same time, there are going to be things that aren't balanced perfectly, and the vast majority of players don't enjoy it, and therefore these things will come to EA via community feedback, and then therefore they'll change it to try and appease the community that they want to enjoy their game. I think sad part is this year, this is the first time EA have been so open and honest with their communication, their updates, their feedback, which is why they reverted partially the R1 dribbling and everything like that. Whereas in previous years, they'd drop something and it would stay for the whole game, even if everyone hated it. So it feels like they're trying this year to listen to people, and then you've got others that don't appreciate that.
But they decided to change the game fully. So the game gets changed fully, and a lot of people are upset. And then EA goes, uh-oh, I think we made a little bit of a mistake. Let's patch it again and bring back R1 dribbling a little bit. So they do that.
Yep.
But then people are still upset. Why? Because you showed them what the game is like without R1 dribbling, and now you brought back R1 dribbling. So now you continuously lose 5,000 people, 10,000 people, 10,000 people every time you drop a patch. Why? Because you showed them what the difference is in the gameplay. If you just would have kept it from week one, people would have adjusted and adapted. But instead, you drop a game out that you're clearly not happy with. Why do I say that, EA Sports? And I hope you guys see this. I really hope you guys see it. And if you do, please listen. Please just listen to the video. You guys worked on a game all summer. All the producers, all the people in that building thought this game was good enough to come out. And the moment it came out, there was many people who agreed with you it was good enough to come out. And a lot of us played it and we were like, okay, there's potential. And then you guys saw a little bit of negativity and you freaked out and you changed the game that you thought that you worked on all summer was good enough. And now you continuously patch it to cater to people. And every time you patch it, you are losing more and more and more of your player base, because most of the people that are complaining to you are Call of Duty and Fortnite kids. They are kids that the moment that Fortnite or Call of Duty comes out, they are leaving regardless, because they are not actual fans of your game. They only play it because nothing else is out at the time. They are the...
I would agree if it felt like that was actually true, but EA listened to feedback from all types of people in the community. And like over the years, the frustration has been that it feels like they've catered the game towards like the pro players rather than the casual players. I think a lot of people, especially when they are content creators in this space, they forget how huge a percentage of the player base are completely casual for the games that they play and the games that they create content on. It is not super normal to have the main player base be completely hardcore players that are hopping on every single day for over an hour. You've got to find the balance between catering for the people that can grind the game and the people that casually play it. And that's always the problem with something that's like a live, constantly updating game with new content and stuff like Ultimate Team.
First month players, and they leave the moment a new game comes out, and you have catered to those players, and now those players are leaving no matter what, and you've left your actual fan base in the mud. You've left us looking at each other going, why did the first patch ever happen? And now we're here, and now we're staring at each other in disbelief, because the number one thing you should have worked on, EA Sports, literally, was getting rid of PC hackers. Instead of dropping patches weekly, get rid of PC hackers. And you might turn to me and say, Skills, why is that a big deal? Why is that?
Of course it's a big deal.
What's going on, Skills? I'll tell you why. You know how your servers feel like trash every week? It's because you cannot keep matchmaking on, because you are afraid when you go into the weekend league that you are going to match a hacker. So you turn off crossplay. And the moment you turn off crossplay, it now drops the amount of people you can match in your area around you down a very small amount. And
I will say, though, I have played, I don't know, maybe like 400, 500 games of FC26 at this stage. I've not faced a single hacker yet. So I know that it is a problem, and to deny it would be foolish, but it's not the biggest problem with the game.
Now you're going to play somebody maybe in Texas when you live in DC, or maybe you're in England. Now you got to play somebody in France. Now you got to jump on other people's servers and other servers around the world because there's not a match near you, because you can't have crossplay open because there's still hackers somehow in FC. And the fact that you can't fix the hackers and you haven't disabled PC from playing Xbox and PlayStation is mind-boggling to me. At least let Xbox and PlayStation play each other so people can get better matchmaking throughout the weekend league. But instead,
I think that should be a possible matchmaking setup in every game that has crossplay. I don't know why we don't have only cross-console crossplay. Like, you should be able to have it open where you can play console v PC, but you should also be able to have only console v console.
You focused on what?
I do
Fixing
agree.
R1 dribbling. And you know why you fixed R1 dribbling? Because people are mad about fidget spinners. Now, let me break it down to you. If I see another person say, in real life, there's no such thing as a fidget spinner. In real life, Aitana and Mbappe don't play on the same team. You bought a video game, lad, that girls and guys play on the team together. That does not happen in professional football. The fact that you bought the game thinking you're buying a football simulation game and Aitana is out jumping Cristiano Ronaldo is, first of all, the problem. This is where the problem begins. When EA Sports added girls to FC, it was an awesome thing. And it was something that should have happened because it makes the global game big for women football. And I agree with it. The problem is they should have had their own tournaments. We should have had our own weekend league for women cards. And it could have been something that happened during the week. It could have been something that happened during the weekend. It could have...
I hope this is not the main point of this video, because I think that's ludicrous. And if it was this big of a problem, just because a lot of people are finally, after the 3rd year of them being in the game, people are finally realizing, you know what, these women's cards are actually really good. They've been great for 3 years. I've been using them in my teams since the beginning. People come into the streams and saying, why the hell are you using Sam Kerr for so long? She's unbelievable. Just because you're using the most meta card, they're amazing. I think this is nonsense. And he might go on to explain more. But to put it simply, you can use shapeshifters. You can use players who are dead, right? It doesn't matter. Because it's not a realistic... The aim of Ultimate Team is not to be realistic. If you want realism, you play career mode with authentic gameplay, and your men and women don't play against each other. The whole point is to give you a wider range of players instead of the exact same ones getting all the promo cards and stuff. Now you've got hundreds and hundreds more cards that you can potentially use if you want to. If you don't want to, then don't do it. Oh, it's crazy. I really hope this is not a massive point of this.
And at the same time as FUT Champions, there should have been a girl one and a guy one. Just like there's the FIFA World Cup for men and the FIFA World Cup for women. It should have been that in the football game. Because that's what it is in real life. And that would have been the actual simulation.
The game isn't supposed to emulate real life in Ultimate Team. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to play Petr Cech as a striker. You wouldn't be able to play Pele because he's dead. Trickster flicks shouldn't be in the game if you want something that is utterly realistic, should they? Of
the game, right? If you would have brought about it like that, if you would have taken it like that, in that direction, would have made the most sense. That's not what took place. So now you go into Ultimate Team, lads, and you want to play this simulator people are asking for, but how are you going to simulate Aitana jumping over Cristiano Ronaldo? Or Rodman winning a header over Holland? You can't simulate that. So stop saying that you want a real life football game. Stop saying you don't want to see people fidget spin. Stop saying you don't want to see R1 dribbling. Stop saying you don't want to see skill moves. Stop saying you don't want to see long shots because you don't see that in real life. It doesn't matter what you see in real life. This is a video game. And I don't know if any of y'all noticed, but football right now in real...
So wait, everything he just said, is he saying that that's what other people are saying is the problem because they want it to be realistic? In which case, yes, the other people saying that are stupid. If you're saying that they're silly for saying that, then I agree. That was a bit confusing because of the wording.
Real life is very boring. And many people, I might lose you right there. But if you know me as a content creator, you guys know I post a lot. I have a YouTube football channel. I'm posting on social media consistently about football. We talk football. I get football takes. There is many people who listen to us get football takes, and I don't know why, but I appreciate you guys. But I just want to say to you, all of us that watch that content and you guys that consume my content, we all agree on one thing. Low block football right now is very boring. Yes. It is not the same as football was in 2017, 16, 15, 14. Football has changed massively and teams play very, very defensive and is very, very low block.
Yep.
If you want a simulation of real life football, you have it right now.
That's actually true.
9 men in front of the box. That's
actually a very, very good point.
It's real life football. That is Barcelona against Celta Vigo. That is Man City against a relegation team. That is freaking, when Bayern Munich plays against Benfica. That's what football is. This is it. This is the game that you guys would want if they go based off of real life. Because based off of real life right now, football is in a very anti-football place. It's in a place where it is not that enjoyable. We don't have the Neymarzitos. We don't have the Messis and the Cristiano Ronaldos in their prime. We don't have the Ronaldinhos. We don't have the Xavi and Iniestas to break down people. We don't have there used to be back in the day just certain teams that were really good at defending, like Inter Milan was a real good defensive team. And the Italian football was a very, very defensive. Now everyone is that. Now everyone is this massively defensive team that plays low block no matter how big or small your team is. So at the end of the day, we got to stop asking for a simulation of what real life football is, right? And be more clear with our words. We want a fun game. We want a game that every single mode you go into doesn't feel stupid competitive. We want a mode that every mode you go into, you don't feel like you're playing like your life depends on it. You want a mode that you play and you feel...
I can't believe I'm saying it. I agree. I agree with everything you're saying. There are so many things. Like, as AA said at the start, he's been creating content for like 15 years, same as me. There have been so many things over the year that I've disagreed with. Like when he was going like 35-0, 40-0, and he said that he wasn't a good player. Stuff like that. Nonsense. Facts right now. I have said this for years. I want an online single match mode where it doesn't matter what the result is. You can go in with whatever team, doing your evos, trying skill moves. Whether you win, lose, or draw, you get the same amount of coins. You get the same like little pack. Remember when we had the World Cup mode a few years ago, and every game you played, you got like a 2-player pack, regardless of your result? Give us that. An online single match mode where we can do that. You get like 1,000 coins per game or something. There's no big rewards at the end of the week. You can just go on and you can play. And it doesn't matter what the result is. You can have fun. That is what this game is missing. And I think you have it in other game modes. I actually think one of the most fun things that FIFA and FC has had in the most recent years is the Volta Arcade. A lot of you probably don't even know what that is. It was basically mini games that you played with your friends. For example, how many of you over the years, as kids, would have played a game? A lot of people will call it Wall-E, right? You kick the ball against the wall, and then the other person has to kick the ball and hit the wall, and the first one of you to fail to hit the wall loses. Those kind of fun mini games that we play in real life, in like the playground and at fields at school. Those kind of things were in Volta Arcade, and they were really fun. We don't have those fun elements in Ultimate Team, and I think that sucks. We could have social gaming in that regard if you just had these modes where it doesn't matter. Maybe you don't even earn anything from it, but you can go on and you can use your Ultimate Team cards like you can in Rush, but instead of playing competitive games against each other, you just play fun little arcade games against each other. I'd love that. I really, really would.
Warden, you play weekend league right now, win 14-1. I'm making like 200. I'm making like 50K, losing like 200 on players I bought. You go into rivals and people don't even know if it's worth playing rivals anymore because rewards are absolutely in the mud. You're barely rewarded for that. The only thing that low-key semi kind of feels fun is the Gauntlet because you have to play with different teams. But let's be honest, you're still matching the Peanuts and everybody else of the world. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, lads, what I'm trying to tell you is this. We get this game that constantly gets patches, and the patches just make it worse and worse every single week. And the more patches that come out, it feels like the more sluggish the servers feel. And the more the sluggish the server...
I haven't felt that this year. Some other people I've read in like my comments and stuff have said it. I personally haven't experienced that.
Feel the more we wish we could have crossplay open and not have to play against a hacker, right? And the more that we play against hackers, the more that we miss the old days and nostalgic feeling of these video games that used to give you such a good, fun experience, not a sad experience, an experience that you really felt proud when you put a new player into your team, or when you got a new player and you were really excited to use that player, or when you found a new card, you were really excited to tell people about it. That's what the experience that we all want and miss, and it's no longer a part of it. Right? Because EA Sports did so many things wrong in the past. And I'm going to break it down for you real quick. And I know this video is going to get long, and I apologize for that. I've told this story many times. There was a community manager. I won't say no names. I was at the beach with my wife. I'll never forget this. She wasn't my wife at the time. She was my girl. We were vlogging, by the way. I think my wife was to the side vlogging, and I was on the phone, and I was sitting in my truck, and I'm on the phone. I'm sitting in front of this beach bar. We're about to go inside, and I'm telling the community manager, hey, man, I don't think that we should do share plays like this. Like and by the way, I only knew this guy there. I didn't know many other people. I was like, I don't think you guys should do share plays like this. I think that you guys should stop share plays of the weekend league rewards, because the more you show people what top 100 rewards look like, the more it becomes normal, and then nobody's gonna want to see it because everyone can do it. And
I have said the same about pack opening videos on YouTube. Basically, forever, once they started becoming super, super popular, surely the amount of times that you see someone pull like an Mbappe, maybe it's fun or exciting the first time in a year cycle. But someone like packing Mbappe today, for example, in a big store pack, okay, it's a big pull, but would it be like mega exciting now? But no, because you've probably seen it thousands of times on Twitter and on YouTube throughout the year. I think the only time that a lot of people would be excited to see someone else pull something big nowadays is if they watch someone's Road to Glory. So, for example, if I'm doing my collection book series and my RTG, and I pull Mbappe, that means a lot to me because it's such an unattainable card right now at this point in the game, and I can tick him off in the collection book. And he can, if I packed him tradable, I could sell him and then tick off so many other cards in the book that I currently can't. Whereas, to someone that is spending hundreds of pounds every week, packing Mbappe right now is, oh yeah, that's great. But all of that stuff loses its meaning when it becomes so common. And I agree with the share play stuff as well. Like, you see people open up 50 icon packs within half an hour after a new SBC has been opened, and it loses its like prestige and interest because, oh, it's now just seen as some super common thing. And the worst part is the people that edit those videos and take out the bad pulls and only show the good ones, because then that's misleading to people who are potentially watching the video to see whether they should do the SBC. So there are problems with it. I can't believe how much I'm agreeing with here. This is crazy. But I guess this is probably the thought process of a lot of people that have played the game series since Ultimate Team began in FIFA 09.
His reply was, Skills, the higher ups think this is amazing for the game because it's huge exposure for FIFA. We are very happy with the way it's going. And I said, dude,
that
if
doesn't
it keeps
surprise
going
me.
like this, there's going to be nothing special. And they
Yeah.
kept going with it. Now we're at a point where you've seen so many people do icon packs that if you pack R9, there's no feeling. It's one of those things where if you roll down social
I wouldn't say no feeling, but yeah, it's basically exactly what I just said.
media, right?
It's,
If you're going down your social media timeline,
it's completely lost the buzz and the adrenaline of these big things because you see them all the time.
and you see something very disturbing, right? You're like, wow, that's disturbing. I wish I never seen that, right? Maybe an injury or something. And you're like, I wish I never seen that. And then you scroll, you keep scrolling, whatever. And then you see it again. But the second time, you're kind of used to it now. The third time, you're even more used to it. And then by then, it's just normal to you by the fourth, fifth time. So you've seen so many icon and hero packs, and you've seen so many of the good ones that anytime someone posts, OMG, I packed a Ronaldo, you don't really care because you've seen a million Ronaldos come out. And every time you see somebody post 15 and 0 rewards, you don't really care because you've seen somebody drop 30, 15 and 0 rewards in share plays. And everything has been given to you to where you don't care no more because we've seen everything that can be done. There is nothing in FC that can be done that hasn't been done. It's all been done. And it's been done and seen out of packs because of share plays, because all this stuff is thrown to you consistently. And you see it and consume it consistently to where now, no matter what anyone hits or does, it's just a regular feeling. It's just normal to you. And I told them this, but I didn't tell them about share plays with the icon packs and party bags. Those weren't out yet. This was FIFA 17, lads. I was telling them about people showcasing, and at that time, I don't even think it was share plays. I think it was just people sending their recordings or people jumping on people's accounts to open their rewards. And I was like, and even I did it. I was a part of it because I jumped on the trend too after they said they wouldn't change it. So I tried to tell them like, yo, this is going to become a problem and it's going to really, really kill the mode even more. And they didn't listen. And they were like, nah, it's fine. And it got to the point where, guess what? It happened. No one cares about weekend league rewards. Why? Because we've seen it all. We've seen all the share plays. We've seen it. It's been done. And it took away from the best of the best players, right? Like, I truly believe that hashtag Harry and Tex would probably get crazy over 500K a video. If no one was able to showcase the 15 and 0 every weekend, those people doing it would have gotten crazy numbers on videos because it was so rare to see it.
I agree. And it actually takes away the credit of the people that have earned those rewards from someone. For example, if I was opening your guys' rewards and you got 15 and 0 and I'm sat there with like 12 being my best, I'm benefiting from the fact that you are great at the game. Now, there are some people that, like, for example, Orzio, not to, like, slag certain people off, he can go 15-0, right? So if he's opening up other 15-0s, right, it's just bonus content on top of his. But as I say, if I was doing it, or if someone that gets 5 wins a week is opening up 20 sets of 15-0 rewards, they're benefiting from their viewers being really, really good at the game. And then, yeah, it waters things down massively. So, yeah, I agree.
Right? But you took what was rare and it became normal. So now there's nothing that's rare. So there's things that throughout the history of this game, content creators have tried to speak up and fight for it and try to get it to stop, and they
that's
don't,
interesting.
And that's my only example, because I've never really I had a relationship with EA Sports back in FIFA 11, all the way to about it's when I met KSI and became really close with KSI. And probably up until about FIFA 13, 14, somewhere around there. And then KSI and everybody, all of us took like coins. We took coins. I don't know if KSI did, but I took coins. Then my relationship kind of went sour with them. And then I kind of never really got my relationship back with them. Really, if I'm being honest with you, they never really messed with me anymore after that, because I took coins. And I was one of the first ones to take coins. Me and a bunch of other people, we took coin sponsorships, and they didn't really like that. And yeah, they never liked me since. And then, you know, now they kind of like still, you know, they'll hit me and ask me if I want the game, or they don't invite me to any events. They never send me anything. Like, you'll see people get like Team of the Year boxes, or I don't get nothing like that. I don't get no treatment like that. I never have. I think they've sent me one thing in my entire career. It kind of got to the point where EA Sports with my manager, where I just told them, you know, we kind of like tried to fix that relationship. It didn't happen, and I just told them, well, it is what it was. Let's move on. Like, we don't work with them. And that's kind of what it became. It became one of those things where it's like, sadly, I know I took coins in the beginning, that was my bad, but I never had done nothing else to them. I never.
The thing is, as well, there are other people that swap their coin sponsorships for EA partnerships and have since gone back to coins, because the benefit of being partnered with EA is, okay, you might get the game a couple of days early, and okay, you might get sent a couple of other copies of the game for like Team of the Year, like he's saying, and Team of the Season. I don't know why they do that. I guess for you to give it away. And you might get a couple of kits. But compare that to what you can get if you have a coin sponsor and stuff like that. It's crazy.
Done anything out, and almost every content creator did. I never done nothing else to them. I've never made like crazy videos. Did I make rant videos? Of course, because I wanted the game to be better. But I've never called them names, or maybe on a stream I said the B word or something like that, just because I was mad. Everybody does it when they're mad. But I never intentionally said anything negative about anybody in that building, but for some reason they low-key just hate me. And I'm okay with it. And in FIFA 19, I guess I'm kind of exposing everything here. In FIFA 19, I kind of got accused by the community of being like on their payroll, and I was a golden boy, and I was
the amount of times that certain people have been called this. Like, for example, Nep is one of the OGs of FIFA, especially Ultimate Team. And the amount of times he gets accused of, like, working for EA or making EA make decisions, if you don't know what you're talking about, you shouldn't talk about it, right? Nep is actually up there with one of the ones that probably has the worst relationship with EA because of stuff that happened in the past. We won't go into the details. If you know, you know. And the same with a lot of others, like AA and those that have taken coin sponsors and have chosen that over working with EA. There are a few people that do work closely with EA. There is like a golden circle that everyone knows, right? But what's crazy are the people that get looped in with those. I've been accused of working with EA in the past, and because I've said that, like, oh, I like this game, oh yeah, you must be being paid to say that. You're not allowed to have a positive opinion about anything to do with EA or their games, otherwise you're being paid to say it, which you have to legally disclose, by the way, if that is the case. But people ignore that, and it's ridiculous.
And literally behind the scenes, my manager's just trying to even get a relationship with them to see if we could even eventually one day do a brand deal or something with them, right? Behind the scenes, my manager's trying to fix, like, hey, my manager's like, hey, maybe we could fix this. And we couldn't. It just wasn't fixable. And for whatever reason, they just didn't like me. And I'm getting accused, and I'm just sitting there like watching people accuse me of being a golden boy and being in EA's pocket. And I'm like, damn, I don't even got a relationship with them. And I'm just getting slayed. And I'm just sitting there like, I just wish I could say more. And I just didn't say it because I just felt that the people that were with me and on my side that rolled with me were the real ones. And I didn't want, if someone was going to turn their back on me that quick, I didn't want to try to fix that relationship because clearly they didn't like me in the first place. So I kind of just let it ride. And I didn't really say much. But that whole time in my head, I'm just thinking, this is crazy. I've never received a paycheck from EA Sports. I did tell people that. I never received a paycheck from EA Sports. I've never been told what to do or not to do by EA Sports. Like I said, man, it's one of those things where it's like, I've tried to speak up to help this video game. I've tried to keep a relationship with EA Sports to try to help them understand, because I don't think I'm anything special. I'm definitely not. But I play the game at an extremely high level. And I think that there's certain people in this community that are content creators. Myself, Boros Legends, a very, very good FIFA player, and many others that have played the game on a pro scene, but have taken content creation more serious. And I think that the opinions of those that have played both sides should be listened to in a way, because they know and they love the pro scene. I
agree in a sense, but to cater the game to the people at the very, very top rather than the average player, I think is also a slippery slope, because then the average player is not going to enjoy it because of stuff like player locking. The average person hates coming up against someone that player locks, but the pros love it because they think they need it because of how AI attacking works. Stuff like that.
Pro scene. I was part of it. I was in it. I loved it. I almost made an esport team, bro. I almost made an esport team in 2018 or something. And then I signed with Complexity, and I was with them, and I've been with them since 2019 all the way to 2005. I recently just left Complexity. And the only reason I left them is because the whole esport industry is in a really tough place right now. It's the only reason I left them. I would never left them. And at the end of the day, I love that scene, right? But I love the content creation scene way more. And it's one of those things where you have to choose and you have to listen to people that have been involved in both to really understand. And someone like Boros Legend, someone like myself that's done it, someone like Nick, Run the Full Market Nick, that plays the game at a very, very high level, are people that they could really listen to and really talk to and understand. Because I think we understand very much what the community wants. And also understand what pro players want in a way. We kind of have both sides of it. Yeah. But they don't talk to me. They don't even ask me what I think. They don't even care. And it's just really, really sad, man. It's really, really, really sad to see, man. It truly is sad to see where this community has gone and what it's done and where.
To be fair, just because they don't ask him doesn't mean that they don't ask others. So, for example, Orzio, right, is a partner with EA. He's also a very, very good player, and so can see things from that top level player and the general community's view because he gets so many views. So I know what he's saying, but there are others that they can ask for those thoughts and opinions as well.
It's what it's become. But I will tell you one thing, lads. Will I continue to play FIFA? Yeah, because it's my favorite game. Because I don't like Call of Duty. I don't like I don't like Battlefield. I like sports games. I like Madden. I like football. I like FIFA, FC. I like boxing games. That's my games. That's what I like. It's what I enjoy. So I'm gonna continue playing it. But there's a lot that's wrong with it. And I do truly wish that there could be a way for them to understand where we're coming from. But many decisions they've made over these years, they thought were going to be better for the game and more exposure, has killed the game. I think bringing women and men together in games has hurt the game a bit.
I think that is probably the only main point from this video that I really disagree with.
A lot of people got upset about that, and it definitely hurt how many people play the game. I think the constant patching of the game has hurt the game massively.
Okay, I also disagree with that one. Because every game that comes out has patches that change the gameplay. They change the balance of the game and everything like that. Look at a COD. Look at Fortnite. The amount of times that guns have been buffed or nerfed or anything like that. It happens in all of these games, even single-player games, right? Stuff is patched because they're fixing exploits and bugs and glitches, and again, maybe this weapon doesn't work in the way that it's supposed to, or this gameplay mechanic isn't perfect, so they patch it. So
I think the party bags, the share plays, the
yes,
hurt the game because people have seen everything there is to do. So what's the point?
I agree.
It's so easy to obtain. So what's the point? I think the lack of what to grind for has hurt the game. And I think
I'm not 100% sure on that one, because there is always more that you can work towards, right? There's rewards in every single game mode. There are so many objectives. There's now evos that you can work towards as well. I think that has actually got better over the years. And because there are now so many cards, there's always a step up that you can make. So, for example, if your current striker is, let's just make up a player, normal Haaland, you could work up, specifically with him, you could work up to get his inform. Then you could work up to get his next special card. Then you could work up to get like his team of the year. Just that one player. Obviously, you can bounce around to hundreds of different cards. So I'm not sure about that either.
the heavy servers have hurt the game. And I think all of
that is true, though, because I said going into FC26, if this game is like FC25, I'm done. I have played this game series. The first one I played was FIFA 99, right? I've been playing it for 25, 26, what now? 27th in a row that I have played. I was ready to be done with the game series if this one was as bad as the last few. That's how bad it had got for me. Fortunately, I love 26. I think it's really, really good. And the servers being good for me and having a lack of delay is one of the major reasons why I'm happy with the game.
these things have hurt the game and have gotten to the point where EA Sports are killing off one of the biggest franchises in the history of gaming because they keep making decisions that are just not the smartest decision for what community they have.
It's arguably true. I do think that this is the most positive year, though, that there's been in so many, right?
They thought, like I said, they were going to be able to expose their game to a bigger audience by bringing certain things in, and it just didn't do that. It did the opposite. So again, man, I just wanted to kind of speak what I believe has gone wrong with these games, and hope that it gets better. Over time. It's Call of Duty week, which means more people will leave this game.
It's true.
Because
although there's
it's
not
just
that
not
much
that
hype
fun
this
for
year.
a lot of people. It's not that enjoyable for a lot of people. And yeah, man. So it's tough. It's real tough. Anyways, man, I hope you guys enjoyed it. There ain't really much more for me to say. I kind of went through everything, gave you like a whole timeline. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think if I left anything out, but I don't think I did.
I'm gonna guess not. If there's only
the
45
servers are a
seconds
mess because
left.
we can't have crossplay open. We're beta testers at this point, and people that just don't want the game to be fidget spinning and R1 dribbling want a simulation, but want Aitana and Mbappe on the same team. It just doesn't make sense to me. I don't understand how someone can say, "Oh, that's not a football game," buddy. You're not playing a real life football game. I don't know how you can't see that. The only way it should be ever real life is when you go into head to head. Anyways,
agree.
love you guys, man. Thank y'all for watching. It's been your boy.
Well, as I've said a couple of times throughout this, I've disagreed with a lot of things that AA has said over the last 16 years or so. But there was a lot in this video, like especially when you compare it to the reaction we did to Nick's video after the big patch to R1 dribbling. I agreed with a hell of a lot more in here. There were some points that I disagree with. One thing that I don't think he really talked about enough was making everything about rewards and winning and competitive nature. He did touch on the fact that it used to be all about fun and everything, right? But not exactly why that has changed and what could be added or altered to make that the case now. I talked about my idea for a couple of different game modes and stuff like that. He said the Gauntlet is fun, but you still come up against Pina in every game and stuff like that. So I think that the idea that the game has gone from one that you play to have fun to one that you play to grind, to win, for fear of missing out on new cards and promos and stuff like that, that's a problem because people don't enjoy what they're doing. They play it because they think they have to, rather than because they want to. And I think that is the biggest takeaway, and I can't believe that I agreed with as much as I did. Not a bad video. Thank you for watching.